Right, so before I get on with the recipe, I just wanted to show you guys 3 types of protein that I have here and which ones I recommend best suited for either baking or cooking. All right, so the first one I have here is whey isolate. Okay, this one happens to be from my protein impact whey isolate. The brand really doesn't matter, but the kind of protein powder this is a very kind of refined form of protein powder in that it has isolated the protein from the whey. Whey comes from milk, okay? So usually when they make like yogurt or cheese rather, all right, a byproduct of the curds that end up being cheese would be whey, right? So a lot of the fat and the carbohydrates will be in the curds, whereas in the whey, you have most of the protein there. And so what they do with the whey is they just take out all the protein and leave out pretty much all of the carbohydrates potentially left in that. So you get this pure form of just pure protein. So it's just absolutely, just 100% protein, which is why it's fast absorbing. So this is not the best for cooking. And it doesn't really perform well when you introduce heat to it. So I'd recommend this more for making shakes and as like a part of a drink or a meal, as a pre-workout before your workout, because it's fast digesting, meaning you can start synthesizing, your muscles start synthesizing it pretty quickly within like half an hour or so. So if you need the energy quick, whey isolate protein is the one I would recommend, yeah? Because it's fast digesting and it literally is just the protein, okay? So that's one. Now, this is where I would recommend, would be the best, yeah? This is my best recommendation for baking and cooking, which is casein protein. So this one is micellar casein, okay? And just like whey, they both come from cow's milk, okay? So you have, I think there's 2 kinds of casein from milk. Okay, so you've got A1 and A2 caseins. That doesn't really matter much for now, but as opposed to the whey isolate, okay, where it's just protein, with the casein, it's more kind of slow digesting and slow absorbing, okay? So it takes a good few hours for you to synthesize the protein from casein. But the other part of that is also that it makes it a good kind of rising agent for baking or cooking because it gives good structure. You know, you see when you like have cake recipes and all that, the protein is normally there. Okay, the protein from, say, gluten in flour is normally there, 1, to give good structure, and 2, to make it a strong structure. Okay, so it's when it rises, it stays up. So that's why casein is the better one to go. And because it's slow digesting, if you are not looking to replenish your muscles and cells after a taxing workout immediately, and you just want to kind of get the protein in for the day, this will work just as fine. Okay, just as good as the whey isolate. All right, so highly recommend this for baking, all right, because of its kind of better kind of rising properties. But because this is a new pack, I'm not going to open it just yet, because what I have here, okay, is egg white protein powder. So don't be fooled by the tub here. It says it's whey protein isolate, and this is an old tub that I've repurposed, okay? It's California Gold Nutrition, okay? Or California Nutrition, Gold Sport, right? So this used to be whey isolate protein, and now I use it to put in my egg white protein powder. So for this recipe, now I am going to be using this, and you can see how it looks like here. Okay, so that's how egg white protein powder looks like, at least for these kind of standard grade ones. This is cooking grade. Okay, a lot of bakeries use egg white protein powder. I think one, because it's a lot cheaper than having to buy like a lot of eggs or just egg whites, you know, in the fresh ones. So it does kind of look a little bit clumpy, all right? It does tend to be like that. The more expensive ones are a little bit more processed, so they don't like clump as much, but protein is protein. At the end of the day, it goes inside your body. It synthesizes it just the same way it would any other brand, any other grade, as long as it's food grade, right? So between this and casein, they're both slow digesting protein. So in a way, while this is from cow's milk, egg white protein is from eggs, okay? They almost have the same properties in terms of the slow releasing into your system, which also makes them good for baking and cooking. So now we can get on with the recipe.